Welcome back. This is week 5. It is the 5th video in a series of 6. Today we're going to work with teaching cards U, V, W, X, and Y. Introduce kids to the sound letter teaching card U, and we have an umbrella bird above the U because umbrella bird starts with and that's what the U sound makes. So let's say our chant. U, umbrella bird. U, umbrella bird. Introduce umbrella bird's 3 friends. A now, a coddy, and upland goose.
Cut out all the picture cards and place them in a pocket chart, on a desk, or on the floor, whatever works. Say each picture, and if the picture begins with the U sound, have kids leave it in the pocket chart or on the desk. So let's start with the first one. Umbrella bird. Yes, that starts with U. It stays. Our second one is upland goose. Yes, it stays. Our next one is crab. Nope, that's a hard C. It goes. Our next one is cat. That's a hard C. It goes. Then we go down here. Oh no, again we have a cat. Hard C, it goes. Then we come to a curry. Yes, it stays. Then we come to a upland goose. Yes, it stays. And now we come to, it's a kind of sleuth. It's a now. It stays. Oh, and then we see it again. Now. It stays. And then we have octopus. It goes because it begins with an O.
The second activity is a letter ID match with picture. So next, put all the pictures back in the chart or on the desktop or the floor, and then take out the letter cards and have children place the correct letter that each word or picture begins with. This is the picture template. And the letter template used in the activities. The link for these templates will be listed in the description section. Now it's time to introduce kids to the V sound letter teaching card. V is for viper. So let's do the chant. V, viper. V, viper. Introduce kids to viper's friends. There is vulture, vole, and vicuña. This is the template for the next activity, the letter picture slide.
This is our letter picture slide for V. V makes V, V, V. So V is for viper. V is for vulture. V is for vole. There is also a mole that starts with an M, but this is vole. And V is for vicuña. Have your child slide it up and down and say what V is for, and help them when they need help. V is for viper. V is for vulture. V is for vole. And V is for vicuña. Then say, show me the vulture. So they can slide it here. Oh, show me the vole. Show me the viper. And that's how we do the letter picture slide.
This is a letter identification or letter ID activity. All of the words or all of the pictures begin with the letter V. So kids need to find the V for each picture and color it in. This is a completed example. Our next sound letter teaching card is W, and W is for whale. So let's say our chant. W, 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 whale. W, 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 whale. Introduce kids to whales' friends, walrus, weasel, and water buffalo. This is a template for the Mini W booklet that is our next activity.
This is our Mini W book. W is for walrus. W is for whale. W is for water buffalo. And W is for weasel.
In this activity, kids need to circle the picture that begins with the same sound as whale. So review the pictures with them so that they know them correctly. In our first row, we have whale, walrus, and fish. Then in the second row, we have whale, lion, and weasel. And in our third row, we have whale, umbrella bird, and water buffalo. This is a completed example. Now we're going to introduce to kids the X sound letter spelling card. And we have an X-ray fish. So let's say our chant. X, 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 X-ray fish. The sound that the letter X makes is tricky. It actually makes a KS sound. X, X. So to help kids remember this, in my classroom we make a huge Mr. X and we keep it up to remind us it makes the KS sound. Not only does the letter X make a tricky sound, it is also hard to find words that begin with the letter X. So when you introduce X-ray fish's friends, one of them begins with an X and two of them end with an X. His first friend is Xanthus, and Xanthus is a hummingbird. Then his other two friends that end in X are a lynx and a fox. This is the template for the next activity.
This is the X mini booklet, and it is different from the others because it has an X on this side and an X on this side. And that is because some of our pictures begin with the X and some of our pictures end with the X. So as we go through the booklet and as you say to your child the word, they either point to it begins with an X or it ends with the X. And remember, the X is an interesting sound. It's like a KS. Ks. Okay, our first picture is an X-ray fish. Ks. It begins with the X sound and the letter X. Then we go to Chants. It begins with the letter X and the sound X. Then we go to Lynx. It ends with the letter X and the sound X. And then we have our fox. And it ends with the sound and letter X.
Our next activity is a sorting board activity. Kids have to choose between X and W pictures. Cut out the pictures and then have kids sort the pictures either under the X or the W. Go over the pictures with them so they can hear the names again and then sort them accordingly. This is a completed example. Now it's time to introduce the sound letter teaching card Y, and we see a yak, and yak begins with Y. So let's do our chant. Y, y, yak. Y, yak. Now introduce yak's friends to the kids. There's Yellow Tang, Yabby, and Yellow Hammer. Now have kids find the Y for each picture and color it in. This is the completed example. Have kids circle the picture that begins with the same sound as yak. Say each one for them. The first row, yak, walrus, yabby. Second row, yak, yellow tang, weasel. Third row, yak, lynx, yellow hammer. And here are the answers. Now it's time for the review of week 5. Cut out the pictures below the cutting line, and then have kids place the pictures under the correct letters. This is the completed example. The link for all the templates will be in the description section, and if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and tell others about it.